Do it. Yeah, I don't know, are there official way to start the meeting here that?
I call the meeting to order at 6:36. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It looks like we have no guests here today. Are there any guests online? Okay, no guests online.
City council report.
I don't really have a lot to report on. Most of what we've been talking about in council meetings lately has been traffic system plan. The one good thing that, or not the one, but one of the good things that I'm taking away from this traffic system plan is all the new roads are going to either have a bike lane or are going to have sharrows on the road to let people know that there will be bikes on those roads. Just makes me feel safer because I know there are a lot of people in this community that want to bike, but don't feel safe biking because there's nothing, you know, there's nothing marked, nothing that looks, you know, that to say that they're allowed to be there, you know. So that's one thing we've been, you know, talking about is that traffic system plan. And of course, we've been talking about the wastewater treatment plant, the new build that's coming in the next 5 years. We have to have to support the growth of our community. But yeah, that's really all I have to report. I thought there was something exciting. I thought Monday, Connie approached me, said that the Arts Commission owned a parade float. I got really excited about that. Thought, you know, if not for this year, then maybe for next year that something could be done. But it turns out that that was decommissioned and is gone because it was in bad condition. So got all excited, even had him add an agenda item for you guys so we could talk about it. But it turns out that that doesn't exist anymore. So that's all I got.
There may be other hidden goodies for us. We'll update soon.
Yeah.
It's on there. Awesome.
Okay. Approval of May minutes. If you haven't yet, please take a moment to look them over.
I can look them over. See, I got to adjourn.
Yes, you did.
Made it all to the end.
I made it to the end. And I motion to approve once everybody else is done.
I would like to note one correction. Ellen White is confirmed for the event on, can we change that to Saturday, June 10th?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's see. Yeah,
Or whatever conventional date format works
The
for you.
10th of Saturday has a nice ring to it though.
10
I like it.
a.m. or 10 p.m.
It's open to interpretation. Other than that, I would move to second it. That's good.
All in favor of approving the minutes with the noted correction?
Aye.
Aye. Oh, and I did not announce commissioners absent. Vince is not here today. Just being all official. Okay, review of financial statements. We have just a couple new items. The donation from PGE did clear, and that is in our account now. We have 2 new expenditures, postage for Arts at the Creek fundraising, $18.19, and honorarium for, or materials cost for Chelsea for Estacada Creates collage event. Not on this month's report, but exciting anyways, is we received another donation from Eagle Foundry for 500 for Arts at the Creek, and from Paul Strobel of 250 for Arts at the Creek as well. So it's,
Wow.
I'm like, get those
Take 'em
wheels
off our list
rolling,
of
come
people to
on,
not
let's
do
go.
Take that off your
So
list.
things are moving along on that, which is really nice.
Cool.
For mail and correspondence,
Some of our
None?
postage came back. Uh-oh. Learning experience.
No,
other than those donations?
yeah, I don't think,
Do we report emails?
if they're not like form,
Yeah, we,
I don't remember what's on there.
well, one was about the donation, the library thing, I think was supposed to just go to you. We did get an email from Jeff Hawthorne. And I don't know where to get this information. He says as part of our regional cultural planning process, they're mapping cultural assets. Long and the short of it is that they would like to collaborate with us and find out like a location data on public artworks in Estacada, so they can like add it to their cultural map. I don't know how to go about all that information. Is that?
I
Isn't
don't either.
some of that, the art back too, because they're
Yeah.
in charge of a lot of the murals and stuff.
Yeah, it was sort of a blanket request, like where's all the public art? I'm like, oh.
Thank you for remembering
one.
that was in there.
There's one.
My
right here.
thought was, can we note that under mail and correspondence and then have that say in August that we're gonna respond to that, and maybe we'll just send a quick back like, hey, we're doing this really awesome event and we'd love to talk to you in August about
When
this.
our brains are less exploded.
Yes.
I know the past two public art pieces that were purchased by the Arts Commission for the city of Estacada are that one and this one. But I don't know of any other public art that
But I
was,
think it would include everything, right? Like
Okay.
it would include like the logger, the murals, like.
yeah, I'm not sure what
doubles.
they're after, or if they're just after
Yeah.
what our inventory is of stuff that we
Mhm.
own.
Okay, I will
Sculpture
respond and,
outside.
yeah, I mean, there's
It's
some,
outside on the other
Oh.
side of the wall.
The fountain also.
so I will respond and ask like, what's the scope? And we'll get back to you in August.
Yeah, and ask if that's okay, but
It's like, I knew there was something.
because that is something that we previously talked about before, maybe you were here when Louise was here.
Well,
Okay,
We'd want to
so
take,
no, before all of you guys were here,
yeah,
one of the projects that we were trying to tackle was making a map of public art in Estacada. So it's something we've been interested in for a long time.
and we talked about it when they were doing the scavenger hunting thing too. So it would be something we want to take time to do. So I'll respond and ask, what's
Yeah.
the scope and is it okay to connect at the end of the summer?
Cool.
That was the only other, and then like one person about his Arts at the Creek, like application.
Okay.
That was it.
All right. Jesse, current events.
Current events or past events?
Current.
Current and upcoming.
Current and
The-
upcoming, so recent.
Yes, recent events. Art in the Park was awesome, super fun. Vince and I had like kids painting and making buttons and handed out a ton of calendars to people. People really friendly, really excited. Thought that we put the event on because we were the only ones with a sign. I was like, thanks, but it's her deal. Parks and Rec, just like the lady her daughter had a booth, but there was no like Parks and Rec sign or anything. And we were right at the front, so everyone kept thinking it was us. I was like, no, but so yeah, super fun. I think it's a neat event, and I've chatted a little with Gina afterwards about including some kid artists and how to get a hold of them and all those things. So it was a big success. And then the collage workshop, I mean, you guys were both there. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
We had like a dozen people show up that weren't us. Well, actually, including us, I think there were 13, so 10 people from the community. Lots of different kinds of people. Like one lady brought her son there. There were older, younger, in between. It was really fun group of people. Big success. And we thought afterwards, we should have kept some of those supplies because the collage would be an easy one to do again. But more on that later, I guess. But it was a big success. And you said that there were some repeat people,
Yeah,
as well.
some people who went to the painting class showed up. So it was great.
like
They
that
were
one
excited.
couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
Good people.
fun. It was like a little bustling room. Lots of neat art was made and yeah, it went really well. And I don't know about the coloring contest. Vince is not here. We don't know what happened with that. We need to reach out to Vince on that for follow-up.
We do, but I can give one update that winners were notified about prizes because somebody stopped by the library today and I was just like, hey, they probably meant City Hall because I didn't hear anything
And
about
but
that.
even if they went to City Hall, like, are their prizes like packaged and ready for them?
No,
Alex had this look on her face. Like, "Hey, what about it?"
no.
So the process is in the works and we'll check in with Vince on that.
Who will check in with Vince on that? Can we just say that now? So we don't have to-
That is a good. I will check in with Vince on that. How's that?
It's like, okay. And then what's up, Estacada? Did you go to
I
that?
did go. I think there were just a handful of community members who came through over about an hour and a half, 2 hour period, but they all took calendars. And most of it was people from the different organizations exchanging information, and lots of these groups who were there would like to cooperate and coordinate with us in order to avoid conflicts, and several would like to do some collaborative projects. I don't find any of my notes on details here, but so it was worthwhile. It was especially good for me because I got to meet a lot of people in the community that I didn't know, but I think it shows that there's a lot of willingness to do things together and share things here. And I need to thank the office staff for giving me calendars on very short notice at 11:45 for 12
Yeah.
o'clock event. that
We
walked
talked-
in. Yep,
We talked about that and trying to figure
Yeah.
out, streamline like a location
yeah.
or a person that you can say like, hey, if I need stuff for this event, I can come get this box. I've willingly offered to, I have a big space under my house. I can put some like paper boxes
Anyway, I
that
just
people need to
walked into
get.
the office and they said, oh, we can print those off.
Oh, I'm
I
so
had-
glad.
I had Plenty.
But
With
we need to be a little organized about that so
Yeah.
that people, we don't
With
have
our
to chase
calendar, we
down.
probably should add the time and location. Because we have all of the Thursday events there, but we don't have where to do it,
Oh.
or what time.
Since we've updated and we're
Yeah,
regularly at
and I
Amp
know
too.
it's a fluid document, but that would be something to
Yeah,
add into it. But
That's easy to update.
great.
And
So-
whenever there is an event, I always put it on this
Mm.
digital sign up here and on the website. So
So one thing I took away from the, from a previous council meeting and then the What's Up Estacada, is where Estacada is now a B City USA. We're now part of that, I believe we're the only city in Oregon at the moment. It's an opportunity for the Arts Commission to collaborate with maybe with Merrick Stanton, who is the one that set all this up, Kalika Stanton's son. Maybe do something in the arts community that involves, bees.
We've
It's an
started
opportunity.
he's gonna be tabling at the event in July
Oh,
as well.
nice,
So we've reached out to him about that. So
nice.
great bee collection. I didn't know there were that many different kinds of bees.
Yeah.
I wonder if that could be mentioned to the 1% or 10%. What's the
1%.
one? Should be 10.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Like to get involved with the art in the new park since they have a pollinator garden and stuff. That would be a really cool.
So one thing that I took away from it is he had these handouts that had all of the, the native pollinators for Oregon. And I walked around the park with Lieutenant Mendoza, who is the chief of our police force, and Melanie. She gave us a little tour. And as we're walking around, both Lieutenant Mendoza and myself have these little handouts and we're identifying pollinators in the park that are native to Oregon. So it was really cool. But yeah, I mean, being part of this B City USA, it's a good opportunity for every, well, I guess not for every one of the commissions, but for parks, for you guys, for even downtown Estacada Commission, So exciting stuff. And I probably spent about I'd probably say 50% of my time at What's Up Estacada looking at the bee display.
Nice.
Right.
Jerry, just a side note for your information and moving forward, I work with a wonderful family that just moved everybody to Estacada a year and a half ago. I couldn't tell you their last name. They're like 5th generation beekeepers and they keep hives at our place, out at Dana's place, all over. But that's their business. So if there's anything overlapping, educational, informative, like I said, they're very sweet people. They're Romanian. and
Awesome.
They're rad.
That's good to
So,
know.
And their honey
We should
is
connect with Mark.
amazing. Right. What's Mark's last?
I can give you his contact info.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep. And we'll be talking more about Merrick in other business, actually.
Nice.
Something that just came up today.
Okay, so upcoming events, do we have confirmation on the Saturday?
Oh, we do
Situation?
have confirmation. Maddie asked me to text. I haven't heard back from Manny yet, but I was at Ant Farm a couple days ago and they had the flyer already up in the window and I was like, oh, Saturday night. They're like, yeah, so
Okay, good.
Oh, good.
I don't know.
He messaged sort of like, I haven't gotten any info, so he was a little stressed out.
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from his text today, but I left him a voicemail a couple days ago, which isn't a very effective way of communicating with young people.
Text is good.
But yes, that is confirmed.
So I'll go ahead and, well, we'll wait till we hear back from Manny, but I'll push on Facebook just to make sure we have people filled in spots.
We'll go share around a little bit.
I
And
think like 15's our max, probably for Ant Farm. Is that like the standard, you guys think?
I mean,
How big
yeah,
the space is?
when we had the little vocalist event down there, there was probably 12 of us, and I mean, there's
Who's comfortable?
room, but I think if she's gonna be fielding questions about her process and then maybe doing, if it's gonna be more of workshop style, probably 15, I don't wanna overwhelm her with like a classroom full of people.
Yeah.
yeah,
How
we,
cool that would be to have to turn out though.
yeah, we talked about how we really need to keep like a sign up form for all the Estacada crates, just so we have an idea of who's coming. So we'll start having to do that too.
Make it a standard, okay.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things about the organization of the Estacada crates that like down the line, we could just be like, stuff is here. This happens all the time, like just so that there's some clarity and ease around the organization of that piece instead of it having to be like a handoff person to person each month. So we can talk about that, in the fall or something, but just a thought for longevity of it since it's going really well and I
Yeah.
want to make sure it's streamlined. Okay, parade float.
All right.
Is that off the agenda?
Didn't Jerry already?
Here's my thought. We had previously talked about doing a parade float. But seeing right now that we're really in the thick of things with planning arts at the creek, I think that it's too much to pull together a float and that maybe we should just take it off the table.
I
It's-
personally-
all right.
Devil's
Wait.
advocate, what if we use it exclusively as an advertisement for the event?
Just one thing.
Could we
And it's
partner with
just-
another float?
Was that?
Could we like partner with another float?
I mean, I got a trailer. We could just have
And like have our band?
the kids
With the
paint
park.
a piece of wood or something and make it, maybe we have like, or we have Vince bomb a piece of wood that has some, kind of graffitis, thing, whatever. I mean, he paints, and just have it be like this event is coming in 3 weeks or whatever.
Is
Now
that
that-
something the two of you could make happen? Getting that recognizable logo thing that you already did, which is awesome.
I mean, how much
that?
would that cost to print something like that and then attach it to a piece of?
I wonder if you could make a stencil and just spray paint it.
Right, there you go.
Do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's been before we make it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Okay,
Channel Vince, what would Vince do?
Otherwise, we could,
Vince do.
I mean, I could paint it if I have a big enough piece of like a board or something.
Yeah, just
All
a
right.
couple pieces of plywood. I mean, we could drill them right into the bed of the trailer. I don't care, you know what I mean? And then we could have the kids on there. I mean, it's all about having kids on the trailer to throw candy. That's the whole shtick, you know what I'm saying?
well.
They actually
no,
allow you to
can't
throw
throw
candy?
They have to hand the candy
Uh,
from the
my-
ground.
I'm disqualified.
My kid got beaned by a piece of hard candy when she was 2 by Michelle from Red Barn Preschool. And my other kid was on the float. I'm like, really, Michelle?
I'm telling you, being involved with the cheerleaders from when my daughter was 7 until she graduated. Those cheerleaders really love to throw candy. They aim to hurt people.
End up anger.
All right, so you and Vince are gonna explore that option?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna say, I have zero bandwidth and I won't be in town, so won't be. a
I'll
part of
be
that.
driving the bookmobile.
Cute.
I don't know if
Uh,
anybody's gonna be walking with me, but I'll be driving the bookmobile, so that's where I'll
It
be.
is.
Yeah, and then we can blast, I'm sorry, I'm trying to record information and also ideas. We can also feature the new logo. And then rainbow, I love also the whole like. Bam, you know what I mean, in your face, like, here it is, this is us, this is what's going on. There's rainbows and stuff going on in Estacada. Yes,
All right.
All right.
Me and Vince
And
will-
directly after the parade, there's a 4th of July event over here at the food carts behind Justin Video. They're gonna have a pretty good selection of not just foods, but they're gonna have music. They're gonna have events, you know,
A
going.
mechanical bull.
Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be, yeah, like I said, in the parking lot just behind Justin Video where the food carts are currently. That's directly after the parade.
So do we need signage up for the event to have out there somewhere?
Yeah, I'm sure we could talk to them and see if we could put up a sandwich board. I have about 2 more weeks of access to
We
a
could probably
poster
do-
printer at school. I'm gonna try.
Use, if we could reuse the trailer too, the day of. And just throw.
Park it nearby.
I mean, seriously, and just throw the sign out there and then it's, if, you know, so get as much usage out of it as we can.
All right, photography class, Tina?
So I emailed hold on, my phone locked while Mike was talking. The Portland Photographic Society, and I had a retired professional wedding photographer. He emailed back, so he is going to be coming to do the class. I sent his information to Maddie. She's working on a flyer for it already. So hopefully we can get that one out soon. Basically, we don't really need supplies because it's photography. I mean, it's not like we have old school dark rooms anymore. So he's mostly going to be telling us, best tips and tricks and, for,
Is it like
digital.
listening or is it like a bring your camera and do stuff?
I mean, I would still bring your camera so he can, you can go around and take pictures, but mostly it's him telling us to, the best ways, the light, to take the pictures and stuff like that. He did ask for some sort of system like this where he can plug in his laptop and show pictures. I told him we'd see what we can come up with. I don't know what Ant Farm has. Eddie Greenlee, is that what you
He's got
asked?
some really cool work. He's been like all over the world. Yeah.
Greeley,
He's been really cool.
Green, like the color green, LY.
thank you.
I mean, Ephraim has that big wall. I wonder if they ever have projected stuff onto it.
Yeah, I don't know. I told him I figured between all of us, we could find something.
Mhm.
We'll hijack Alex, I don't know.
We bring the screen.
But, yeah, so that's where we're at with him. He was gonna send me some more information to include in the flyer, but then he didn't, so. But he's still out taking pictures because he sent me pictures he took of a Memorial Day event in Beaverton, so.
Awesome. Does you want to take pictures of our event in July so we can have nice photos?
I mean, we can tell him
That'd be
he's
great.
welcome to come.
That would be really cool.
Still think the coolest picture from the art music crawl was from my cell phone, the one I took of Ant Farm with the sun setting, and it just caught it just right, and Ant Farm used it like 5 more times on their stuff, and I'm like, hey, it's my picture, man.
Photo cred. All right, should we dive into the next thing? Is that a yes?
Yeah, is there anything else? No,
I don't think so. I'm gonna try to be brief. I'm not very good at being brief, so let me know when I'm telling you more things than you care about. We have 11 artists signed or 11 vendors signed up. 12 if Julie also signs up. That's everything from like wood carvers to painters to like a guy making like the little guitars out of cedar boxes to, I mean, it's a little bit of everything. Kettle corn signed up. There's somebody making handmade pet things like collars and bags and things. They wanted a double booth. So feeling pretty good about 12 people. I'm bugging a lot of other people and trying to have people who want like half a booth with this person only sells soap and they only do honey and trying to coordinate all of that. This made me think about getting all of these. We extended the deadline because we want people to come. And we don't want to charge too much money since we can't guarantee a crowd or anything. So we said that it's, what do we say, June 20th? And that's for that like $50 a booth, 25 a half booth. You know, I've been bugging people like at the feed store when I'm there, like who's consigning, who makes those earrings, and talking to those people. So I just thought if we all just kind of have them with us, I mean, worst case scenario, we ask people twice and then they feel extra special and wanted. So we want to continue pumping that.
Carl is very susceptible to persuasion and is available on that day and is willing to do a booth, but doesn't want to be there for the full day. So I offered to him to have a just spiral gallery booth in general, that they could share that space. So I think that might allow them to represent and not have to
Would you
take
like
on
a
that
paper
full
application.
commitment. Yeah.
I have some paper applications. It was suggested that we might
Yeah, I'll
get
take
this
some of those.
spiral.
Because I sent the link to Julie and she just didn't, she was like, that sounds awesome, I'd love to, and then didn't.
Yeah,
Fill
we
it
haven't
out.
had like any traction with the spiral gallery people too, so I thought,
Right.
we thought paper.
Some people are more.
The other reason, they're in the middle of their arts camp. So
Yeah, they have a lot of
of
stuff going
They have a lot of stuff going on this month. That's the other thing that he said, that he would talk to them at his next, at the class he's doing next week or this week. And,
And
yeah, so that's still in process, and I think we can
whenever you
definitely get a
do
couple
that, can
more.
we make sure they have these things?
Yes,
Okay, and I can give you some if that's helpful. I
absolutely.
think putting things in hand.
If you're not familiar with Carl's work, it's hanging up all around this room at the moment.
We are surrounded. So that's exciting. And then do you want to talk about the music?
I do, I guess for my own, awareness, I'm trying to figure out exactly what we have for a budget. I'm also trying
Well,
to
okay.
make some moves. My buddy Paul, who will be doing the engineering and the sound, called last week and he needs me, he wants to hire me to do a gig with him in Woodburn on the 17th and 18th. I was like, let's do a trade. So I'm trying to work it so that I can just do a labor trade with him to absorb. Either it's gonna go like this. I'm gonna work for him and then donate the money to the commission for the event, or he's not gonna charge us because he owes me the labor. So probably the prior. But that's what I'm working on. And that hopefully facilitates us being able to hire another band, a fourth band. Depending on sort of where we're at and how things shake out budget wise.
And we'll talk about that in just a second.
Cool.
too.
So I have 3 bands confirmed, one of which selfishly I will be sitting in with.
Can you tell me, it's Rick and Barb,
Rick and Barb,
the singer-songwriter's name?
Sierra.
I get Sienna.
Sienna. She's a folk act. She's a solo folk act.
And she'd be on there from last year, right?
Yep. And then the band that's confirmed is called the Fun Bloods. And then
Oh.
there's the Fun Bloods.
Fun Bloods.
And then there is also.
Charlie the Clown, is that gonna be a
Charlie-
stage performance?
Charlie the Clown is probably gonna be more of like a floating experience of sorts. I don't really think we're gonna be able to keep him in one place. And his
Sienna
actual birth name
Bertefeld?
is Charlie Brown.
Is this Sienna Berdefeld?
Um,
She was there last year, is that right, Tina?
She has a more,
There was a Sienna last year that is a folk singer. She was over by Lou's. Can I see that?
Lose
application,
by
please?
losing.
Which one? The application? I
Uh,
wanted to look at it.
why can't I find the name of this other? The Runabouts are the other band. And I've been running about with them round and round and round and round and round. And he's like really sweaty to have me confirm and I'm like. I don't know if I
Well,
have
and-
money to pay you.
I think we will, but
Okay.
we can talk about that.
And did you find Sienna? Or I'll find her on Instagram right now to give you her last name.
I found a Sienna Herdefeld in the last year's.
So Christie.
Yeah, singer, songwriter, freelance.
Right, so she's just listed as Sienna Christie. I don't know what that, oh, she also gave me some explanation too, that she uses that last name because her last name is so often mispronounced or something like
That
that.
sounds right, because I have no idea. how to say it. Okay. And so the runabouts are not confirmed. The Fun Bloods are confirmed.
The Fun Bloods are confirmed,
How
the,
much did you say that you were gonna
so
pay
pretty
them?
much how it shakes down is I'm trying to get each artist $100.
Okay.
So, you know, and Rick and Barb were like, whatever, we love Estacada, who cares?
Yay, Rick
I
and
would still
Barb.
like to, I would still like to pay them.
Yes,
But yeah, that's what I was hoping to get each artist $100. I mean,
Okay.
most of people are traveling from at least 30 miles away to come out and do the gig. So I think that that's,
I think, and I have the budget on here too at the top of logistics, so let's just get into that since that's next, right?
Okay.
Going down the list. Thank you. Logistics. We talked about maybe just having 2 porta potties. We don't know how big a crowd is gonna be, and people are gonna be coming and going and not staying forever. Plus, there's already bathrooms at Wade Creek. Does the room
that's a
agree?
that's a good, there are 2 public
There are
bathrooms.
2 public
There
bathrooms.
is the
There's
indoor
library
library
there,
bathroom,
and like,
if you know about it, which I don't think is.
but I mean, does that sound reasonable? to you
There's a
guys?
gas station, there's a place across the street.
And people who live.
Opening of the park last weekend.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wasn't
I
there.
was not there.
My guess was like between 50 and 75 people, maybe.
There was a good amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely parking lot was full,
Mhm.
nice crowd, like not super packed in.
Didn't feel
We-
overwhelming with the bathroom situation.
I don't know, I didn't use
I
the
just think
bathroom,
people are
but
gonna
it just
come-
seemed it. But that was also a much shorter event.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I just think people are gonna come and mill and go. I think,
All day.
I don't think it's gonna be super overwhelming. Yeah, this is over the course of lots of hours too. We just don't wanna spend a ton of money and be like, prepare for Woodstock and then be like, hey.
I don't want to spend.
Well,
One bathroom per
bathrooms.
person. Yeah, like we don't wanna,
Oh,
we wanna spend
definitely.
money on good music. So 2 porta potties sound good? Check.
If that.
Okay.
I want to circle back just to
Yep.
get the idea out before I forget it. Let's make sure that we have the schedule for that bands
Mm.
posted as soon as we can, kind of so people can plan ahead and be like, oh yeah, I really am into
Wanna be
this
here.
style of music. I want to see this singer, songwriter. Just putting that out there to have that
Mhm.
schedule out as soon as we can.
Even if it's just like in order,
Mhm.
what order they're in. Coordinator. of music.
Yeah, so pretty much the way it goes is I think that Rick and Barb would be first, Sienna would be second. The Fun Bloods are kind of like a groove funk thing, and then the Runabouts are like kind of straightforward rock and roll. So I think as far as people's normal progression on a Saturday
Rick
afternoon,
and Barbara goes second, because there's someone.
Rick and Barb usually closes around here.
do they,
I wouldn't put I would maybe put the singer songwriter first and she's kind of chill.
I think she'd probably prefer that too. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. I mean,
just-
I don't. I'm yet to have the Rick and Barb experience, so I don't know if they're tearing down the house.
I just wouldn't.
I have a
put them
small
first.
video from last year somewhere on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't maybe not put them first.
Okay,
is
yeah,
what I
that's
thought.
no problem.
Yeah, I would put them more towards the end because they're so well known locally. But you may not want to put them last. How long is this going? I don't even remember.
2 to 8.
We want something a little.
Well,
bit up and going.
so
That's, well, they're up and going. They play rock and roll and
what are we, 2 to 8, you said?
Yeah,
but I mean, we
can space these guys out
Right.
however we want.
Well, and I
to.
think that those first 2 should be fairly fast turnover as far as stage plot goes. It's just a mic, it's just plugging in the guitar. It's not like we're setting up drum kits and miking drum kits and getting sound check and all that other jazz. So I think that that's something else to consider is how long of a time slot we're giving everybody. Because if we set up hit at 2. And then we're giving people like 75 minutes, so 3:15, next band starts at 3:30 and goes till 4:45 and then 5, another one starts, it goes till 6:15, and that would pretty much do it. But that's also best case scenario, that everything just works the way it's supposed to. Now we could also have the other bands prepped and ready, so the back, maybe what I'm sorry, I'm totally spitballing right now. Maybe what we do is try and set up a back line so that we don't have to swap out gear. And I can reach out to, if we got room for the second rock and roll band, then I'll handle backline if we need to do something like that. A lot of times musicians are real finicky about everything.
What is that?
That just means that you set up a set of drums, a bass cabinet,
Oh, they just walk up and play
amplifier,
what's there.
and you play what's, you
Oh,
use the
gotcha.
backline equipment. Now, it's probably the bands, you know what I mean? But it also gives the drummers don't really like it. Whatever, I think we can make it work pretty seamlessly. Paul and I have torn down a lot of stage plots together, so it shouldn't be a problem. But should we do folk, rock and roll, folk, funk
That
or
would be
something?
kinda nice,
You know what I mean?
little
To kind of
Up and down.
bring it and then give Rick and Barb
the second to
more
last spot.
evening time slot rather than afternoon. I don't know if am I missing some kind of cue of how we treat them as
Not that I know
locals?
of.
Cause they
My
are the,
little thought was just that people might make a point to come see them, so maybe don't go right away. That was just my first, that was my only thought. I don't know if any other.
let them draw people in,
Stop.
right?
Are you playing them right now?
I was trying to get a link to
Like,
send
are
to
you-
Mike so he can listen to them
I
later.
mean,
Yeah.
I've trolled around their Facebook page a little bit, so I'm,
So you don't need it. All right.
but it hasn't.
My
built
only
into
thought
the
is
face
that
yet.
maybe not have them go first, but
In
other
person.
than that, I don't know about how you guys, I don't know
Well,
anything
I
else.
think
about how
that's a
that
good,
would
I
all
think
work out.
this is all good. This is part of the process.
Okay,
So can we aim by like, before the end of the month to have the lineup like secured, we can go ahead and advertise it?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to do that by
Well,
like the end of, well, and
the 20th?
if we get
the
confirmation
20th is
tonight,
our really big date.
are we
Yes,
still?
and so can I
Please.
just jump into the fundraising, because that's what you're about to ask
Yes.
me about. Because I know the music depends on the fundraising, and I know we talked about making sure that budget wise, we were all on board with what we're doing. So far, the money going out, we really have the porta potties and we have signage and promotion. We talked about doing a big banner, like one of the ones to go across Main Street, maybe something that we haven't gotten into Maddie's genius about it all, but maybe something that could be somewhat reusable, so it wouldn't necessarily have, you know, July 29th at this time. But I don't know how that all works. Anyway, like the only things coming out of the budget are gonna be signs. Yeah. I'm trying to print some posters.
And we still have signs left over from last year that they were supposed to be able to peel them off and change.
Okay, good
Them,
for
so-
like sandwich board things.
No, they were the
Yard
metal
signs.
things that go in the ground.
Oh,
T-posts?
nice.
Talk to
Nicole.
Nicole. Yeah.
Heidi has everything.
Heidi has
Oh,
them.
yep.
All right.
Okay, I will talk to Heidi.
Yeah, so they
Um,
made them specifically so we could change the date and
Awesome.
stuff like that.
So really, those are the only expenses are like promotion, porta potties, music.
And how big a poster can you print?
I mean,
yeah.
it's the one that I made for Art in the Park was the biggest, so it's like, I don't know,
Pretty big.
big enough for a sandwich board,
Okay.
but I have to ask the right person at the right time before the end of school.
Now it's like, I can get that to you like really fast.
I'm working on it. It's okay. They all support art and things. It'll be fine.
No, I love that.
And then the upfront, we talked about the other thing would be would be the upfront cost of the t-shirts.
Mm.
Another Vince question. He was the one that was gonna look into that.
We did find out the banners though are free to hang.
We just have to,
Just
print-
have to
yeah,
buy one, which is
buy it
great.
From wherever, but everybody uses Whitney signs around here because she has insurance with us as well, so
Okay,
It's just easy
She
that way.
has insurance with
what
you.
does that mean?
Like, she has an insurance policy that like insures, like, if the sign falls down, it's like, and hits somebody's car, it's
Gotcha.
covered.
Doesn't have,
But
like, big
it doesn't
family.
happen, but
So knowing that we don't know exactly how much the promotional stuff is going to be, but knowing those are our main expenses. We have the PGE and Eagle, which was 1,000. We will raise approximately what, $650 in vendor fees. We put $1,500 in our budget for it, and then there's $250 from Paul Strobel. So we're up at $3,400, which
And
leaves
that's
us-
including the Eagle Foundry.
that's including
Well,
everything.
and there's 3 other locations that I would like to solicit, Dick's Logging, the hardware
Well, and
store.
that's, we'll talk about that in a
Right.
second we're gonna keep bugging people about it, but that's like without having gone out and asked people again. We already are up to 3,400 and
Great.
the only things that are coming out of that are t-shirts, advertising and porta potties. So I think. I
Um,
need the room here, but that sounds like we could definitely spend the money to have a bigger band.
Okay, so.
Okay, and we also have submitted a grant application for Estacada Community Foundation. I did it for 1,500, which should, if we wanted to, entirely cover the cost of initially purchasing the t-shirts if we wanted to put it toward that. And that was just basic, what does it cost for 300 custom printed t-shirts? So I was figuring around $4 a shirt, so giving us a little wiggle room on sizes and cost for that,
So
so
we're gonna spend $1,500 on shirts? That's the
No.
plan? Oh, okay.
like
I just-
1,200.
I was like, wait,
300 times $4 would be 1,200, but I mean,
300 shirts? So
do you
that,
is that excessive?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I'm
That's
processing
something,
the number.
I
don't
was just like throwing a number out there, like
it-
I
it-
was finding $4 seemed to be a fairly reasonable t-shirt cost if you're buying above like 250. I think
So then there's the question of like, are
I don't-
we, are the shirts just going to be like the Estacada Arts Commission? Or is that something that we're like putting sponsors on? Because if it's just an Estacada Arts Commission, it wouldn't matter if we have 1 trillion shirts because we could sell them for future events. If it's an event specific, we might not want to overestimate. It might be better to run out than it would be to have 300 too many shirts.
so. Those
Do
are,
we have it on the
Excellent.
sponsorship thing for t-shirts though?
yes, we are gonna put the logos.
Oh, yeah. there it
Oh,
is.
so
So
the
we
runabouts are, I'm sorry to interrupt, I'm in real time. The runabouts are only a 4-piece and they are available. So that, okay, let's go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm doing my math over here.
We're all on different tangents
So
here.
we could just do the sponsors on the back, and then if we want to do extra, though, it just on the front. It might not cost extra, you know what I mean? If we want to do a bigger order and do like a quarter of them with the backs with the sponsors and the rest of them as like our backup. If we have
Yeah,
thousands of people show up, we'll have extra ones that we could pull. And then still use them for other events in the future. Maybe. That way, like all of the volunteers walking around will have the sponsors on the back. and stuff.
right, and we would have a bunch of those, but if we wouldn't over order them and then have a bunch of sponsored t-shirts.
Yeah, we do like maybe 50, 100 max of what the sponsors. I don't know.
There's so many different approaches. Somebody just needs to take the time and lay out a couple ideas.
Are we still doing the tie dye of the t-shirts?
I think so.
We have the tie dye.
Mhm.
Yes, so that's gonna be the draw, it'll be like, donate
$5.
$5, tie dye a t-shirt. So we just need to pick a number. I feel like we should just do that now, because I don't know where Vince is, and I don't wanna have to track him down and then okay this with everybody later. Does anyone have a gut feeling? Anyone a t-shirt event person?
We did t-shirts for an event that I did for the nonprofit back in Ohio. We did 50 and we had them for sale. They had the sponsors on the back. And I have like maybe 20 of them left over. That's
Maybe
it.
50 with the event and then like 50 just Arts Commission shirts, maybe?
It depends how many volunteers we have too,
So as of now, like,
including it.
we're working on that. Ask me
Maybe
again in a
15.
month. Tina, thoughts,
Oh,
feelings?
sorry. Yeah, I think 50 sounds good. I just 300, I was like, wait, what? 300? That just seems like a lot. I'm not sure that we would sell 300 t-shirts and I wouldn't want to get stuck with them.
Okay.
I think the struggle is with the size variations too, because if you have 50, that means you only have like 5 of each size or so, you know what I mean? That's also a hard part.
And
Yes.
bear in mind that the Estacada community does really like to buy their Estacada shirts.
I mean,
They really do.
I mean, if we hit that thing with the old E-star on the sleeve, blammo, you know what I mean?
So-
So we can do 50
Whammo.
with the logo, with everyone's logos on the back, and then just do 50 without.
And they
And
can
then
just
have
be
100.
back up, and if we have them, we have them, if we don't.
And
we
you
don't.
don't like most of like the middle sizes, like medium,
But
large, extra large.
Also, the more you buy, the cheaper they are.
Yeah,
So
I think that whatever number you guys land on or have in your head. So like say you're landed on 100 right now, I would plan another half. Just knowing the Estacada community and how they are with shirts. I mean,
good to know.
so I would say,
Cool.
hey, Alex, do you know if Whitney does screen print? Okay. Because I know that Lake does, and I
I
know
think
we
there's
talked about
somebody in Sandy that does too.
that.
Are we okay?
Also, if we have the basic design already laid out that we can just upload, like the internet is the cheapest place to buy.
Mhm.
stuff, You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like I've ordered for my old company of public tea or what, I don't even know what it is, but I could figure it out. And they ship fast and it's just $4 a shirt or something like
So-
that. So
Could we say as a group, because we'll need to quote it, can we okay buying somewhere between, or somewhere around 100, 150 shirts, and we'll find a price and buy it between now and the next couple weeks. Are you guys good with that?
So we're doing white shirt with black, caught like text
Mm-hmm.
or design, front and back.
Yeah, and let's figure out the logistics about that later. That doesn't feel like it needs to be a group decision, as long as everyone's okay that we spend the money on it. Everyone feel
Just wanna
okay
make
about
sure
that?
it's Mock the design.
Tina, Dave? Because we're quiet and nodding. Yes. Okay. I have 1,500 pairs of sunglasses
what?
that I thought we could use as a fundraiser. I have a friend whose dad, a colleague whose dad is like a shipping guy, a retired shipping guy, and had like a whole crate of sunglasses deemed like unsellable, and he couldn't bear to throw them away. And so his family all has like 10 or 20 boxes of these sunglasses in their house, and she was like, please take them.
Hmm.
So I thought we were talking about some sort of funny pun, like art brightens your life, and then just barrels of sunglasses, and like suggest a donation like $1. And if half the people give 50 cents, we've raised a couple $100. And if they don't, everybody's eyes are safe.
I mean,
They're polarized. There's 2 different styles. They are now in my garage. So,
Yeah.
random fundraiser,
or
but why
just
not?
bring 'em-
It's a
bring 'em
zero
to all, bring them to all the events.
Yeah,
We could
you
have
just-
them,
forever.
we could have $1, we could have them in buckets on the float and be like $1 sunglasses, you know, good,
Seriously, there's-
whatever.
I'm not joking when I say 1,500
Right.
pairs.
Well, and if
So,
anyone's like my wife, she buys gas station sunglasses
Yeah.
like every time
Pretty soon the
she
whole town will be
goes to
wearing
the
these
gas
sunglasses.
station. So, and then promptly loses them also, but there's no, you know,
Yeah, so that's an additional random
That's great.
fundraiser that will be happening. And then, yeah, that can be an ongoing fundraiser. It's zero risk because they were just given to me, so excited about that. We jumped down to t-shirts and money though, and food.
Can-
Tina, you say you were still planning on reaching out?
I
Reach
was
out
still,
to-
yeah, but I have some questions because
Yeah.
on this, you guys put food vendors. Put food vendors on this, and when I talked to you, we determined we're not charging for them,
So,
but I think this
Yeah.
might be confusing.
mhm.
To people who may have already saw this online and went there and said, oh, I
The,
don't want to pay.
yeah. So, and yeah, she emailed me about this in the letter. My thought was like, if you're selling a product like kettle corn that you're like buying for people, then that's like you're a vendor at a booth. And you pay for your booth space, but food carts are coming and parking in the parking lot and providing a food service. So in my head, those are 2 distinct different things. I don't know. I see how it's muddy waters.
So that's all I wanted to say, but yeah, I'll try to,
I think,
Connect
yeah, if
with
it's somebody
the
that's like
lumberyard.
selling a product, that's a little. Yeah, and I wanted to ask you that too, because I wanted to ask, is that Oswald, the food cart guy here? I wanted to ask
On
him.
Luna.
Yeah, I wanted to approach him because I know that they've had some cool artists in their corner and I'd love to like reach out to them. I tried
Yeah, I
reaching
was-
out to at least one and I couldn't.
I checked they don't have an email address, or at least they didn't have one. Nicole contacted them through Facebook Messenger, and I was gonna do that. And I was like, wait, is that gonna get me in trouble? Are they gonna subpoena my Facebook?
Juan is a member of the Downtown Estacada Commission. And his email, if you go to the city website, to the Downtown Estacada Commission, his email information is all there.
Perfect.
And it's Juan Luna.
So we'll let us know how that goes. And
Okay.
If you need any help reaching out to anybody. Or anything. And maybe if you do talk to them
Okay.
or see them. I didn't want to step on your toes if you're gonna talk to them first, but will you ask them about artists? The food cart guy,
What do you mean ask them about artists?
because they've
Vendors?
had vendors at their corner and I was just wondering if that might be an additional place
Oh.
we could ask. Like if you have any cool artists that would maybe want a booth, we'd love to help reaching out to them.
Okay. Have we shared this on the Sandy community page?
I,
Not yet.
no, but I had a woman who I know from Buy Nothing in Town share to like a whole bunch of arts and crafts vendors pages in the region. And I think a bunch of people that are signed up through those things. So please share away, because a lot of people that are coming have never like participated in Estacada stuff.
Yeah, I think we should share that to Clackamas County, Sandy, Damascus area.
Share away.
Community group or community pages and stuff like that, because people think Estacade is cute. Like we go to Sandy when there's events like this, you know what I mean? So. Okay, just to jump back in, I got all 4 bands confirmed. My number, like. With engineering, if I don't do the labor trade, would be like $1,800 would get me there.
That's doable.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay, and then the fundraising, I could really use some help. I sent out like 30+ letters, only a couple of them came back. Wondering if I printed out a bunch of letters in hand and hand corrected a date that I screwed up, so sorry about that. But wondering if you guys can help sort of canvas and hand out. I don't know if we want to like take on different businesses or what, but I could use help. I don't have the bandwidth to go to all 30 places.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
We'll do it.
And if you know of other places that
Yeah.
you want to ask.
That sounds
ask
like we haven't asked. There's a lot of people we haven't asked at all. Somebody was like, you mentioned like grannies, like. I just went and I did the future or the past people. I didn't like go through all of town.
I was just in 15 different places like a couple days ago, so if you give me those, we could just double back.
So here's the question. Do we want to like divide and conquer a little bit so we don't all go to the same place? I know not everyone is like looking at the drive, so I don't want to like. I don't know how to go about this. With signing people up.
My
This is not
suggestion is as an action item, everybody needs to take responsibility to get on the drive and that outreach spreadsheet on the fundraising page. Is that where it is?
Mhm.
And choose which businesses you will commit to going to with paper in hand
And
and following up. on
Literally
our
like
requests that we've already made.
I also could like. Just hand my computer around right now, and if you see a business that you go into, just like type your name in next to it. I don't know if that's easier. It would be exceptionally helpful, and I printed out enough for us to all have a chunk. So I don't know if anybody wants to just look at my computer now and sign up. It would be helpful. This might be people that were calling, or it might be some of these places that you can just walk into.
Where's this out on the drive?
So do you,
Outreach planning spreadsheet.
it's in the Arts at the Creek outreach spreadsheet. So go to our drive, Arts at the Creek.
Cute.
Did you want to look at
I've
it?
definitely looked at this before.
Dave, do you want me to bring this over so you could see it?
This also be in the Star.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no connections in town yet, so anyone doesn't
I
want to
can
go
either, I'm
somewhere,
just-
I will go.
Okay,
Oh,
That
gotcha,
helps.
gotcha.
And then it's R-50
Mhm.
outreach spreadsheet. Your name is already on several.
Holy
Did you write
shit,
it
you're
down?
you're so organized. It's
I have to be in order to keep my mind straight.
You're gonna change my life. Slow, it's gonna be slow. It's gonna be super, super slow, but I'm just telling you. this is
And I
amazing.
can, I'll sign I can go into Whitney signs. Don't know them.
Oh.
Um,
but
I
I will go into-
was gonna say, I can volunteer to go to the sign people because I need to
Oh,
figure out
perfect.
cost and then what they need from me.
Whitney
this-
Signed is owned by the city mayor, so.
Yeah,
I-
I do know
So-
that.
Nadia asked.
I walked
if
by there.
we
Just,
put
can we
a
pause the
donation
recording? Is
link
that-
On the page.
Not okay.
So we can, on
So,
the
like-
website, so we can definitely do that. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to
Nobody's
ask Sadie about
ever-
that.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
We will get multiple quotes. We know that Lake,
There
Printing.
hasn't been a conflict yet.
Just wondering. Till I get here.
so yes, I appreciate you guys helping out with that.
Is
Did
it
you
the
take- did you take
outreach
all of the
potentials
sheets?
that you're looking at?
Did you take all the sheets? Because Mike and I don't actually,
They're coming
Oh,
around. I think.
sorry.
are they coming around?
Here.
No,
I'll
I
take-
just split
here.
them all up.
No,
Even
that's fine.
Alex took some.
We want to make sure that we have some too. I gave you the whole pile.
You give me a pile, I'm going
Thank
to.
you.
Or if you need extras, I can. print
Is,
tomorrow,
why
'cause
didn't
Brian's
you
did
back
not.
my-
is Time Travelers Brewing on there?
Can you? And I'll just do it right now.
No.
Oh my God, you
Is it
amazing.
the
Um, if-
outreach
If
If
potential?
you want to add Time Travelers Brewing and put my name next to that, I will definitely handle that one. And Reliance, Day Wireless, Reliance Connects.
We do have them on here, but do you want to?
I think that face-to-face vibe is good. And hey,
Oh, maybe
Jerry's,
it's not there.
I just
My,
added it.
my
Jerry's the council.
family works there, so at both businesses, so
oh,
I
you're
will-
in.
yeah, I will handle both of those.
Great.
Awesome. Okay. That would be really helpful. So that was
Tina, will you able to
fundraising.
find it?
Is it the outreach potentials that you're talking about?
It is called outreach/planning spreadsheet.
Are there jokes? that-
So it's not in
That's
this?
About
Oh, no, it's in
Outreach
that.
Commission being the like,
The heck did it
the
go?
weirdos.
No,
Not yet.
not yet, right. I'm too busy for that.
Oh, that's for,
Hmm.
I just had it.
And then arts and music.
Oh, okay.
Then there's down there, down a little more.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, God.
It's a lot.
No, I can't see it.
Oh, I was like,
Um,
it's just, I just took your guys' stuff from last year and changed it to be more appropriate for this. While we're talking about this and doing that, Deborah's been really awesome and reached out to a lot of community resources. So far, we have, like update from the last, the Oregon Health Authority,
Yes.
B City. I've talked to Estacada Community Watch, Parks and Rec. We're working on those people,
Todos Juntos.
Todos Juntos.
And I'm gonna be following up with everybody later this week.
And are we okay so far if I send all the people who have applied to be vendors, like a, yes, we're excited to see you,
Can,
please? Yeah.
when you follow up and they say yes,
Mhm.
if they are a sponsor, can you ask them for their logo? Cause we're gonna need it.
Oh, for
the church.
fundraising. I was thinking about vendors,
Oh.
but yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I am doing that.
Oh, cool. Beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. But yes, any vendors, I say, get them on
Yeah. We
And
will,
you-
so I'm
you're-
gonna email
for the conversation that they can pay through the website. If they need to.
that they can pay through the website.
Yeah.
How?
Well, we're waiting for her to get
Can't they?
back,
They-
but they're gonna set it up for us
Okay,
if that wants to be an option.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
But it might not be live until next week.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can send them a thing and say, you could send a check to this PO box.
Yes.
We're learning as we go.
Shouldn't you
Um,
cross PGE off here? Didn't they just give you?
Oh, yeah, we should cross that off.
Okay,
Thank you.
just checking.
Check. We should note that on here. Where are they? Looking at this stuff. Oh, PGE. Gave already. Okay. And then we are hoping with the, if we have a button on the website, we also want to post and ask community members. I've already had like 2 random people that I know from the community be like, where do I sign up? Like, I'd like to give some money, and we need, even if it's small amounts, why not? We want to ask them. So we'll throw that out there. We'll also push another volunteer ask soon, because all these people that are so excited about summer celebration stuff have not volunteered to help out. So I'm thinking that closer to the date, more people will be willing to commit to it, hopefully.
Volunteers,
Yes.
anybody want a table with me? I didn't ask yet, but I'm sure it will probably be okay if we could do a table at the first Parks and Rec concert
Oh, right.
on June 28th. Which could be a nice little promo opportunity, and asking for volunteers and maybe donations as well.
That's a
Wednesday. It's a Wednesday evening.
It will be
That
out
could
of
be free.
town.
Yeah. So if anybody else,
If we get our posters before then.
that would be super
And,
cool.
on that note, but not on that note, I have, like, I got for us some like plastic standy things for flyers. I bought one of these fancy things for tables. And like, I have a little basket full of calendars and stuff. So if you're like going to an event, I'm okay for right now being like the keeper of those things. So like, if you're going to an event and you need the big sign, like I printed and laminated a big Arts Commission poster for the Art at the Creek. So if you need that stuff and you're going to an event, you're welcome to reach out to me and I can get that. I live like right up there. Awesome. Across the hill from you. So I'm happy to
that's
do
fine.
that. And then kids art, Maddie made an awesome flyer. She's our flyer lady, not unstoppable. That we will be asking kid artists to fill up maybe the old or the older part of Wade Creek. They're really cute, super cool art. We wanted to float to the room how people feel about charging for that or not. We were mixed about, if we ask for a little bit of money, then we get like a for sure we'll be there, but they're kids and they're selling things for 50 cents. Parks and Rec did not charge anything. They're bringing all of their own stuff. I'm asking the room how we feel about that. I don't think it super matters either way.
I think it's fine. It's free. For them.
Free? And we're thinking like to, high schoolers, so like age 18. And then you gotta join the real world and give us $25.
Yeah, that was my feeling. For kids, it should be a
Yeah.
community service
I
thing.
mean, they like heavily advertised it and I think they had like maybe 10 or 15 kids.
It's more than they had last year. so
Yeah, it was
that's
definitely,
good.
it was
Yeah.
definitely more than last year. And there were they were definitely like, I talked to some of the kids there and some of the families. I was like, we might be asking you again. So like, I already floated the idea. Kids were excited about it. We should post that. Oh, I guess I can say that. I forget that's something I can do. But like, if we tell them about it soon, then we can, they can start making their stuff, like all their, get the
Can we-
production going.
I saw that the Parks Department, or the Parks people, they collected emails when they got applications. Are we allowed to be like, can we just re-email them with? this
She
information?
said that she did not, I have her email right here, because I asked her that. And she said, we do not keep their information. We just have them fill out a simple form. She attached the one they used in the past.
Okay.
And they just put it on Facebook, put it up at the library, Artsmith, sent it out with the water bill. Oh yeah, they did not
They have
collect
the
the
water bill.
water bill.
Yeah,
The damn water
we
bill.
can
How
add
do
a
I do
little
that?
message on there.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Which we need to do that soon, because those bills are going out at the end of this month.
So what do you need from us for that?
Just a little blurb, like
Okay.
Arts at the Creek this day, this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Also,
Business envelope
Art-
size.
Well, it'll just be a little message on the bill itself.
Oh,
So
okay.
like just in the little like special messages
Oh, So
section.
it's not
I
an
mean,
insert.
You can do an insert, but we would have to charge you for that, so.
Yeah, will you do a little?
I'll
sentence
figure
on
that
it?
out.
Yes.
I'm so maxed out, I will forget.
I got it.
Till after-
along with the
once school
water
ends.
bill, Chamber of Commerce has a page that they maintain and also a weekly newsletter, so we definitely need to get that out to them. And creating a Facebook event
Mhm.
and getting that
I can
up.
do that.
Awesome.
We talked a little bit, this might be the last piece of this, other than the stuff. We talked a little bit before about doing a silent auction. Things feel a little overwhelming right now. Feels like that could be a last minute thing that might work out later. I don't know how you guys feel about that. It is something that we could pull together at the, I don't know how that would work with people bidding and collecting money and donating pieces.
I'm full of ideas today. I'm willing to
You
go
wanna
around. No, I don't want to do it for this event, but I am so willing to go around and specifically ask all of these artists, are you willing to do a silent auction for us? Either if we want to be super ambitious and try and do one in December as like winter artisan kind of thing, or for sometime next year.
We could do a virtual one too if we had to.
Could do a virtual one as
But yeah,
well,
that's a great idea, especially the artists who are gonna be there.
you know,
Yeah.
and that kind of like continues
Okay.
that relationship on.
I
Yeah.
think to do one for this event was kind of quick with the artists trying to sell their.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about that, like, and we also had sort of an incentive for the future might be like, we'd knock some off the booth price, but it's already really low. Like, we don't, like, it'll be 40 instead of 50, like, it's not a big incentive. But it's a great idea to like develop relationships with people so they come back for future events.
Yeah.
Awesome, let's
love
just
that.
not. do
Yeah,
that,
like I
and
want to
then worry about that another
specifically,
time.
what, like right now today, what would you be willing to donate something? So we should probably think of like a definite potential for when we do that.
Yeah, just leave one thing behind, that would be lovely, put your name on it. Okay, that feels great to take that off the list.
One point of sort of ethical clarification. I run a small, or I have a small limited edition publication company. And we have about a dozen books still in print. All by unknown authors like me.
You want a
But
table?
I was thinking of just buying a booth and putting books out, because I'd like to have literary activities there. There's a chance I might make money on it. Is that a conflict?
I feel like it does, it's not if that's something that you would do anyway, right?
If he buys
good
the
question.
booth like
Yeah,
everybody else.
yeah, I think as long as if you pay for the booth,
Yeah.
then I think it's
Yeah,
fine.
I can't think of, I mean, because you're, regardless of your position on the commission, you're still a citizen.
Right, so you can
So-
sign up for it anyway.
Yeah.
That came up actually, because I wondered that, because I was wondering if I could, like, my husband's boothing. Like, could I put some of my art in his booth? And then I thought, well, Gina at the Art in the Park, like, that was like her daughter had a booth and all that. I think it's like, it's not if you do it anyway, right? Like, it's not, we're not like giving you the prime spot and giving it to you for free.
Right.
I think as long as he goes to the same channels
Yep.
that everybody else goes
Yep.
through to do it.
13. Yes.
Julie Cooper.
So great.
Julie Cooper wants to have a table, but she'll be out of town, but she's gonna send one of her. That's the.
You will get it.
I think that's all on that, except that there's this stuff in storage that we're gonna look into in July. There might be like lights and tents and all sorts of goodies that we, from all sorts of different events and summer celebration, and there's a storage unit that needs to be cleaned out that might have a lot of stuff.
Yes, it is the official summer celebration storage unit, apparently, that has all of the canopies and lights and decorations that they used for years. So,
But we don't
Yeah.
have access to it until early July,
Yeah.
so we can't like for sure say we'll have booths for everybody or make any grand statements until we look at it in July. Right?
Is that where Nicole was getting stuff last year, or was she getting it from
No,
somewhere else?
this is like the middle one that nobody that I ever contacted had keys to. So I was working from a storage unit that had crappy broken stuff that we managed to find a couple things out of. So all the good stuff was in this other storage unit.
And you found somebody with keys.
Well, except she's out of town until
Yeah.
July. So that's why we
Yeah.
can't get it until July.
So potentially 10 to 12 nice event canopies.
Where is it? Where's this?
It's at Public Works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Plus the two that Nicole bought.
So,
So
So something good did come out of this whole parade float conversation.
the fallout's looking to be great.
but the
So that's that
issue-
down there, but.
going forward is
let's
if
do-
we want to keep that material to use for future arts events, where is it going to be stored?
Sounded like they had about a year to figure it out.
Yeah, so
Didn't Elena say we can put stuff in the attic? Didn't she say?
Depends on how much space there is and how much stuff there is.
There were-
Yeah, it depends on how much stuff there is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it feels
I
like
mean,
a
I don't
little
know
bit
what
like
to
a
imagine.
problem for future us. I'm all about the future me problems. I don't think it's a problem we could.
well, we can't
say
look
much
at it
about
till
it.
next month
Yeah.
anyways,
So
so.
think happy thoughts. We might have goodies.
Woohoo.
I think that's kind of it.
Well, the
talked about what's
EAC
on here.
EAC stuff, that was that you have it.
I will have
Basically,
it. I stole some paper ream boxes from work. I'm trying to keep it organized so it can literally be like, here, set this stuff up at Ant Farm, just like a grab and go box or tub of stuff. So
so stuff for Estacada Creates events, stuff for marketing. Jesse's the person
Okay.
that has the stash.
Great.
So we're
until
down,
my husband kicks us out of the.
and
underneath
so
my
we're
house.
in
I've
other
lost my
business.
source.
And what I forgot to add onto this was art in the library. Next week, we're switching from Sue Dumalt's canvases to Nina Bradford. Carl's gonna come in and do that. And coming back to Merrick Stanton, who is an extremely accomplished artist, along with being an amazing bee guy and designing the license plate. He's super talented and actually was a student of Carl's. He's interested in starting to display his work as well, and we're thinking that we would invite him to show at the library in the fall.
Oh, cool.
But being a young artist, he does not have professionally framed work. So I'm gonna bring this back when we have more time to maybe use some of our art purchase funds for framing for Merrick, and maybe consider purchasing a piece for our collection that he's done since.
Cool.
He's
That's really exciting.
an amazing person, and I just think like this would be the year to do that. And his artwork really is just stunning.
Are we keeping the public art, the art display strictly at the library, or are you guys also incorporating this room? Also, again,
For this that I'm talking about right now is the library art display. The piece that we would purchase would probably be something that would go for the collection
no,
here.
but typically when they did before, when they did the display up there is the artwork would rotate from there to here or from here to there. I'm not sure what the rotation was, but so it'd be, you'd have two artists on display at all times, because there'd be art here and then art up at the library, and then that artwork would rotate. Another artist would come in here and the stuff that's here would go up to the library. That's typically how it's worked in the past, but I didn't know if that was going to continue moving forward.
That is entirely news to me. I
Okay.
like it. And we can talk about
I
doing
mean,
that more.
Carl's art is great, and it's been up here for, I think, 2 years. I think it's been in here for 2 years, but it's always nice to see that, see the rotation in this room, see, new art pop up in this room as much time as I spend here.
And maybe it'll be hanging straight.
Huh?
I know it's been.
Maybe it'll be hanging straight. I fixed that picture so many times, I've quit fixing it.
That's funny.
Alex, who would be the right person at City Hall to talk to about that?
Probably Elena, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. She's kind of my go-to person for a lot of things.
It's not.
I don't know.
You might know.
And this,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
was all before Elena's time also. So she probably doesn't know that was a thing. So
Maybe Melanie.
Melanie would probably be the best.
But no, I think it's a great idea and something to look into. Absolutely.
I think I have another thing speaking that we should. sort.
Okay. We
Uh,
got 10 minutes.
Everybody did I noticed that there were thank you things that went to other commissioners. We haven't done anything for Chelsea that I know about.
Oh, we didn't.
And she was kind of like, did a lot of work.
I'm building
For
a
us?
fence on Monday.
You just give her a card and be like, this is from the arts commission.
She's actually paying me, so that's.
Yeah, I just thought we should probably, have a card. I don't know how to do that, but we want to make sure we
I think we were doing $50.
Yeah,
Usually at Spiral Gallery, which I think she would be totally fine with, and then somebody picking out a nice card, which we all sign.
I'm happy to do that if it comes later in the summer. I
Okay.
don't have the time to do that now, but.
So everybody agreed?
I think with
that.
Emily, when Emily Moon stepped down, there was she requested a gift card from
Somewhere else.
Julie Cooper Designs rather than Spiral, but I mean, that was like a one-time thing, so.
Okay.
You know,
She's like, where's my commissioner?
I know.
She's going to Austria on Sunday, so she's chilling.
She's got other things
She's
on
gonna
her
go
mind.
2 weeks in the
But
Alps.
let's put that in her mail. So then it's okay if it waits a minute.
Okay.
Okay, I brought that up last time. We just realized we haven't done anything about it. Okay, any community updates, arts opportunities?
No, but Sandy Community Information approved the post for this.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you, Tina.
It's on the Sandy page now.
And I just realized I gave you guys each 5. I have more of these if anyone wants to grab them on the way out.
Okay.
Okay. We good? We adjourning? meeting?
Oh,
Tina,
are we done?
Q,
Hey, we
Tina.
got 9 minutes early?
What time? Ready to go?
7:52, only 8.
Meeting adjourned at 7:52.
Bill.
So just to clarify, did Deb